Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're going to start a app project that we're going to build from the ground up. So we're going to be building a clothing app. So we're going to start with digital paper wireframes, which is basically just like wireframing on paper, but instead we're going to do it on our iPad. We're going to ideate, and then we're going to then turn those paper wireframes into digital ones, and so on and so on. But we're going to be dividing this series into individual videos so that we don't compile one huge long video. We're able to break it down into more manageable chunks. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, what's up guys? So one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up Pinterest. I like using Pinterest because it's super easily accessible. We're just going to type in clothing app. Actually, you know what? Let's try a different keyword. Shopping app UI. Alright, perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to pick and pull some of these and look at the elements and really study them for inspiration to see what are the things. Close out this one. We're going to go ahead and use Behance, and we're going to go to clothing app UI. And let's see what we get here. Now this is probably going to be way better for inspiration. Look at that. Oh, even this presentation looks really nice. We're happy to see you again. So this is like a welcome page. I like that. All right, they've got a side menu, new search collections. They've got a matching website. That's cool. I like that. Alright guys, so now that we've spent some time on Behance, Dribbble, and Pinterest trying to get some inspiration, looking at things that we like, things that we didn't like, and obviously things that we want to incorporate into our own app, I think it's time to start paper wireframing. And so I usually use two apps here that I have at the bottom on my nav bar. I'm using GoodNotes 4, which is an outdated version of a really good, just basic note-taking app. It's not specifically designed for designing mockups, but there are ways to use it for designing mockups, and I actually really like it. So I'm going to be using that app today, but I also have this other app here called Mockup. And so what this app is an app specifically for designing mockups. And so when you click new, you can pick your device that you want to use for this. I actually really like that because I like scrolling through and having all of these templates to choose from. The only downside is that you can only have one, or you can have a total of 3 projects open at a time. Beyond 3 projects, you do have to start paying for a membership. So what I like to do is I like to design a project. So like this is a wireframe for a website that I'm working on right now for a friend who's a barber. And so what I would do is I'm going to design all of my drafts here. This is going to be edited once I get some feedback. And what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to export all of these as images, individual images, which this app allows you to do, and then save them onto a folder, a designated folder, and then import them to my Figma canvas. And so with that trick in mind, I am able to use this app, but I'm actually not going to be using this app for this video. I'm going to be using GoodNotes 4. And so what you see here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up a new notebook. Let's just create any notebook right here. All right, and so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to insert a page as a template. And so what I've done is I've gone on Google and I've just gathered a wireframing template that has 3 phones, and I'm just going to import that as a page. I'm going to hit the plus sign. We're going to import. I'm going to import from a photo, and I've got that right here. And so what you see here is that you now have 3 screens that you can work with, and this is just a copy that I found online. And the great thing about this is that once you pull this over, it duplicates the same type of page. So that is really handy because you really want to work on a ton of designs. When you're paper wireframing, you don't want to be limited by the quality of the design. The point of paper wireframing is to get out as many designs as possible. But I have some grid paper here just because we need to make sure that we know what kind of pages we want to include, and maybe even start working on a little bit of the architecture, right? So like, you want a welcome page. That's definitely when the person opens the app, that's the first thing that they're going to see. So let's get started. We're going to add clothing app wireframes. All right, we're going to name this. This is going to be our welcome page. So that's one way of doing this welcome. I think there's another way that might be simpler and combines all of these pages into one. So there, you see that does the same thing. That is a welcome page, but instead of having to click through this button right here on the first page, the welcome button, you would just immediately be prompted to either sign up or sign in, which can then take you there to our sign up and sign in pages that we have there. So now let's go back to our list. Let's change color, and let's make sure that we have a way of making sure that we've already done these pages. All right, home pages. All right, now this is going to be a fun page to work on. All right, so let's go back to black. We're going to go home page V1. Alright, so we have one version of our home screen done, and that actually looks really nice. But I think we can think of a couple more ways to display this information that we haven't really thought of yet. So let's go ahead and remember, we just want to keep designing. All right, perfect. So look at that. Now we have two potential ways that our home screen can look. And I actually think I want to do one more design, one more version, just so that we can take a step back after we've worked through all of our designs. We can take a step back and see, maybe we like one thing about one page and another element about another version. And so let's not limit ourselves to just two designs. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll over. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this navigation bar again, because like I said, I wanna go ahead and include this in every design. So I think with these 4 versions of the home page, I think we are good to start designing other parts of the app. And one page that I think we should start looking at is this search page. All right, so what happens when you click the search icon in this app is that a search element opens up, and then we're just gonna put search. Perfect. And so each one of those screens here, each one of these cards for orders, when expanded, would have all of this information here. So we've got the address and maybe a picture of the map here on the right. This box that you see here below that would be a list of items with images, quantity, and the price. Then you would have the information with the subtotal and the prices that were paid that you could then reference. So that's one way of doing it. And I think you could also potentially add other elements to this page. Like you could also see like what payment method was used and what date this was purchased on, but obviously this is a good way to start. So now let's work on the Your Cart page. All right, perfect. So look at that. This would be your cart. So it has all the information that you need. You've got your name and address, which you can change from the My Addresses page, which we will design soon. You've got payment methods too. You've got the list of items in your cart. All right, so let's move on and let's design 3 more pages for the app. So I've gone ahead and copied the navigation bar and just added it to these next 3 screens. So the next ones we're going to be working on is the Your Cart screen, order. Actually, this is going to be the checkout screen, and then this is going to be the order confirmation. Alrighty, and there you have it. So I think this is more than enough. These are more than enough pages generated to begin transferring these into Figma and doing some digital wireframes. Alright, so now that we're done with our paper wireframes, let's go back and review all of the pages that we've created. So let's go back to the very beginning. We've got our list here for reference. Alright, so we've got our welcome page, our sign up page, and our sign in page. We've also got our second version of our welcome page, which combines these two pages into one, basically all three pages, because it's a welcome. Then it prompts you to sign up or sign in. We've also got our first two versions of what a home screen could look like back here. We also have our third version of what a potential home screen could look like, and a fourth. So we've got plenty of options. We also have our search page, our previous orders page, and two potential versions. So we could either separate them with dividers, or we can separate them by putting them in individual boxes or cards. We've got an order page expanded, so once you click on one of these orders, this is what the information that will show up. We also have a page for your cart to check out and to confirm your order, which takes you back home. Then we have our account features. So we've got our My Account, a page for user information, a page to edit your payment methods, a page for your addresses, and a page for editing those addresses as well. And our last page is our privacy policy, just because we do have that there in our My Account page. But we are now ready to start creating digital wireframes in